NANI?!
Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon with Ditto and me. So today, welcome back to the more interesting parts of the channel. Today we have yet another Pokemon explanation video made by me and Ethanol. So if you don't know, Ethanol actually helped me with the very popular series of how to play Pokemon back in the day, which was like 76 days ago. It was a long time ago. But still, he's a good friend of mine, and he really does support my channel, so I'm really appreciative of his help. So today he's going to explain how it feels to use Zacian. If you don't know, Zacian is a very prevalent Pokemon in the Gen 8 Ubers and National Dex AG metas. So let's see how he explains Zacian's place in the meta, shall we?
Let's be honest here, we've been in this situation a lot. Zacian is a terrifying threat to the Uber's metagame, with an astronomically high attack, combined with its speed that outpaces a Mega Rayquaza without the aid of speed boosting items. It shreds the tiers that it dwells in. But this isn't a rant. This is how it feels to use Zacian. With that being said, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you see Zacian, the first thing that's probably going to catch your eye is that monstrous attack stat. Combine that with Intrepid Sword and ability that boosts your attack even further beyond, and you've got a really high chance of shredding the opposing Pokemon trainer's hopes and dreams. Just take a look at this Showdown clip. My Zacian's showing no mercy, annihilating the opponent's team. His Kyogre? Down. His Mega Rayquaza? Down. The boosted Xerneas? Not a chance. Zacian is simply the pinnacle of offense. But that's not all. What can you do with a limited move pool? Even if you have a high attack set, if you don't have good enough coverage moves, you can't do much. Just look at Kyurem Black. Its strongest stat is physical attack, but it doesn't have Icicle Crash, which is the best ice physical move in the game. Period. Zacian, on the other hand, oh no. With moves like Wild Charge, Crunch, even Close Combat, alongside mainstaying moves like Behemoth Blade and Play Rough, there is nothing this Pokemon can't hit super effectively, except Primal Groudon. So good enough. But of course, every rose has its thorns, just as every Pokemon has an Achilles heel. Zacian is no exception. Despite what the Pokédex says about Zacian being a warrior and protector of the Galar region, competitive playing shows that Zacian is less of that and more of a bully, preying on Pokemon fielded in itself, such as Yveltal, Kyogre, and nearly every single dragon in existence save for Mega Rayquaza. On the contrary, it cannot pick fights with bulky Primal Groudon, Zygarde, and Duskmane Necrozma, all of which have their own methods of dealing with Zacian easily, be it chip damage, paralysis, or straight up OHKOing it. Still happy Pokemon such as Quagsire, the best non-Uber counter, or Lugia, also shrug off its attacks with ease, but not in the long run. However, it's in Zacian's nature to pick off weakened foes, so I think some credit should be given for someone who sees those immature decisions of sending out its counters coming, and gets him or herself ready for them. However, there's one more challenge that any team using Zacian must face. You know what they say, sometimes you are your worst enemy. In this time and age, Zacian is very likely the most commonly used non-anything goes legendary, right besides Primal Groudon, Zygarde, and Duskmane Necrozma. So there's inevitably going to be that one Spider-Man pointing moment about who has the better Zacian. Sometimes you're the axe, and sometimes you're the meat getting chopped up. And by meat, I mean your butt getting served in your face on a fine platter. At this point, it sounds pretty evened out, but it's not. There's this one last pink blob that would tip anyone with a Zacian over the edge. Yup, we're talking about Zacian copying Dittos. The only reason people put Dittos, a borderline unviable Pokemon, in Ubers is just because of Zacian. You're not even attempting to make a good team. You're just exploiting the cheapness of this reverse card. But people aren't going to stop putting them on their teams until they get taught their lessons. So please, if you have a Zacian on your team, make sure there's a counter to those Dittos, and don't let those players get away with cheap victories. Using Zacian is a double-edged sword. On one side, cutting the enemy team in half is sweet, but on the other hand, over-reliance on it can lead to humiliating defeats. Pokemon is a game of team coordination, and Zacian, despite being basically a one-man army, still has to abide by those rules. So, next time you send out the Sword Dog, get all-rounding coverage, hit some reads, but most importantly, make sure someone regrets putting a Ditto on their team. Thanks for staying with this channel, and let's throw down on Showdown next time.